I'm Dr. Tom Neblett with 4 Points Family Chiropractic. With me today is Jordan Griffith, our office manager. Every month we host a different webinar to discuss health topics. That's part of our commitment to you and to our community to help show you a way to achieve lifetime family wellness. This month we're going to talk about posture and the impact that posture has on your health. Now, our office is located on Ranch Road 2222 at the entrance to River Place. So if you're looking for a chiropractor, that's where we are. Our phone number is 512-345-9355. We help patients from all around the Austin community. At the conclusion of today's webinar, we will be posting this webinar on our website, www.fourpointschiropractic.com. If you go there, click on the Watch a Workshop tab, there's a library of 30 to 40 different webinars on all kinds of health topics. Again, part of our commitment to you to give you resources to achieve optimal health. So, first, let's define posture. When we talk about posture, what we're talking about is the way we carry our bodies when we walk, when we sit, when we stand, all right? There's a healthy way to carry that and an unhealthy way to carry that. Good posture involves training our bodies to stand in a position that limits the stress that's placed on our joints and our muscles, specifically spinal joints, all right? In order to maintain proper posture, we need to have healthy joints and muscles, especially the spinal joints. Poor posture causes increased stress on the body, and that accelerates degeneration of spinal joints, leads to increased pain, and can even lead to disability. So posture is important. What you may not be aware of is that poor posture can also have a negative impact on how vital organs function, like your heart, your lungs, and your digestive organs, because they can lead to a compression of those organs where they can't function as well as they should. So maintaining good posture is really a much bigger issue than just the way it makes you look. Bad posture has long-term effects that tend to get worse over time. Posture is a window to our spine, let's face it. So postural problems are commonly indicators of abnormal spinal alignment. These misalignments or subluxations, again, can cause accelerated spinal joint degeneration that worsens over time. So as a result, monitoring our posture and taking steps to improve postural problems is really an important part of improving our overall health. Okay. So if you already know you have postural problems, and most of us know if we do, I just want to put this out front. We're going to have a special offer today. If you'd like to get that checked out, see if there are spinal issues involved with that, you can call our office at 512-345-9355. Mention the word posture, and we'll set up an initial appointment with you to do a very thorough examination, including x-rays, and then we'll follow up that appointment with a report to go over the results of the examination, and if we find problems, help you set up a plan to improve those problems, all right? So if you'd like to take advantage of that, call our office. We'd love to help you. So I'm going to start with a posture demonstration by showing you what good posture, I'm going to have Jordan show you what good posture should look like. So when you stand from the front or the back, Jordan's going to face away from the camera. Thank you, Jordan. What we want to see from the back is your head should be balanced over your shoulders, and your shoulders and pelvis should be level with the floor. So that's healthy posture looking at it from behind. Now, Jordan, if you'll face the wall to your left, when we look at you from the side, ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles should all line up in a straight line. Sitting in a chair, the ears should be over the shoulders, shoulders and hip level, and the hips and knees should be at 90 and 90. So those are our key landmarks that we want to see, that we want to monitor when we're looking at posture. So one of the things to take away from this is you can check your own posture at home or have somebody check your posture by seeing how those landmarks line up. And if they don't line up the way they should, then there's probably issues developing that would be a good idea to get checked out. Now I'm gonna have Jordan show you the 3 most common postural problems that we see in our office on a regular basis, and then she is going to do all the work today, and she's going to demonstrate stretches and exercises that you can use to help correct these patterns. For the best results, though, just to be clear, these exercises need to be accompanied by corrective chiropractic adjustments. Often, as I mentioned before, postural distortion is really an indication that there's not only muscular imbalances, but misalignment problems within your spine. So let's start. I want to show you the most common postural problem we see in our office. It's called head forward posture. So we mentioned before, the ears should be over the shoulder. When your head moves forward of the shoulder, go just a little further forward, there we go. You can see how the ear now is forward of the shoulder. The problem with that is it puts a tremendous amount of stress on the joints at the base of the neck. That can lead to accelerated spinal degeneration, and commonly does. So today's bad posture can lead to bigger issues down the road. That's why it's so important to get this checked out. The other issue that happens is when that moves forward like that, it tends to compress the chest cavity where your heart and your lungs are, so there's less room for those important organs to function. That can decrease blood flow, decrease the oxygen in the blood as it flows through your blood system, and that can cause all kinds of other problems as a result of that. Make sense? So that's the reason these things are important. Now, we used to see this pattern primarily with either adults who spend a lot of time over computers developing that, or people that have been in car accidents and damaged the joints in their neck. But the alarming thing that we've seen lately is more and more kids are coming in here, particularly teenagers, with that pattern because they spend so much time bent down looking at their phones and their screens. So those are issues that need to be addressed. Otherwise, they're going to have even bigger problems when they get to be a little bit older. What the neck should look like, we've got a curve like a banana that our neck should look like. And when we do, a lot of times as the head forward posture accelerates, we'll see the banana reversed. And when the neck gets into that position, it can create all kinds of problems. So it's important to find out where your neck is. So what we need to do to correct this are exercises that strengthen the muscles in the back of our neck and stretch out the muscles in the front and in the chest. So the first exercise that Jordan is going to demonstrate is called YWTL stretcher exercise. So she starts in the Y position, and she's going to take her arms back as far as she can and then look up. And when she's in that position, she's going to squeeze both the arms back and the neck and tense those muscles for 5 seconds. Next, drop down to a W position. Same idea. Arms go all the way back, look up, squeeze for 5 seconds. Now take your arms straight out to the side, arms back, neck up, look up, squeeze real tight, 5 seconds. The last one's the most difficult of these. It's the L position. There you're going to rotate the arms back, look up at the ceiling, and squeeze in that position. So those are the YWTL positions. Now again, what that does, this is probably the most effective exercise to help because it does two things at the same time. It strengthens the muscles in the neck and upper back while stretching the muscles in the chest and in the anterior shoulders. So that's my favorite exercise for head forward posture. You can also do neck extension exercises. Jordan, if you'll face that way and just look up at the ceiling, and then in that position you want to squeeze, not just look up, but actually take your head back as hard as you can, 5 seconds. Both of those, you can do 2 to 3 sets of 10 of each of these exercises. And then the third are chin retractions. In a chin retraction, what you're doing is you're going to keep your head level, but you're just pulling your chin back as far as you can. It's a gliding motion. Exactly. And thank you, Jordan. You did a great job of that. And again, that's strengthening the muscles in the back of the neck there. All 3 of those exercises are excellent. So again, I mentioned that this is the most common postural distortion we see in our office. So if you already know that you or one of your kids, for instance, has got head forward posture and you want to get them checked out or you checked out and see what that looks like, once again, call us at 512-345-9355. Mention posture. We'll get you in here as quick as possible, do an exam, take x-rays, get back together with you, go over the results, and then talk about how we can help you keep this from creating bigger problems down the road. Now the second most most common problem we see in the office is hyperlordosis or sway back. So I'm going to have Jordan show you what that looks like. Let me bring this down where you can see. With the sway back, what happens is we develop an anteriorly rotated pelvis, which causes the back to get into a sway position. The problem with this posture is it increases the stress down here in the low back area. It also puts undue stress in the hip joints, the knee joints, and we can see problems show up in those parts of the body as well. That pattern tends to develop with people that spend repeated long periods of time sitting, or with people that are involved in, particularly kids, in activities that involve a lot of extension. So cheerleaders, gymnasts, volleyball players, tennis players, people that do this a lot. They strengthen the muscles down here, and it tends to pull our bodies into that position. The other issue, not only can it increase breakdown of the joints in the low back, But again, it tends to compress abdominal and pelvic organs like the colon, like the bladder, like the female and male reproductive organs, and can create issues with those organs as well because they don't have the amount of room they need to function. With those particular exercises, we want to strengthen the abdominal and front muscles, and we want to stretch the back muscles. So, for these exercises, Jordan, I'm going to have you lie on your back on the bench there. And the first thing I want you to do for me are knee to chest stretches. Do you have ready? So you're going to pull your both knees up to your chest. Sorry. There you go. So in that position, you want to pull this up as tight as you can and hold that for 15 seconds and do 3 to 5 of those. The idea there is stretching out those tight muscles in the back. Second exercise is called a pelvic tilt. So she's going to be in the same position, and with the pelvic tilt, you're going to first tighten your abdominal muscles and push your back into the table, and then you're going to tighten your back muscles and arch your back. So it's a motion where you're doing this, and you're going to hold each one for 5 seconds. Again, you want to do 2 to 3 sets of 10 of those pelvic tilt exercises. Next exercise, gluteal bridges. What they look like, same position. You're going to lift your pelvis up off the table and then squeeze your gluteal muscles and your lower back muscles. So you're stretching the front and tightening the pelvis area. You'll just then go back down for me now, Jordan, and you'll do 2 to 3 sets of 10 of those exercises. The last exercise is to strengthen the abdominal muscles. So I'm going to have you roll over on your tummy, if you got room on that little bench, and show us how you do a plank.
Not sure I do.
If you know what a plank looks like. You may already know this isn't the best table to demonstrate on. She barely fits on there. But the idea is you're going to hold those for 30 seconds and you want to do 3 to 5 of those. And that holding that position, again, strengthens the abdominal muscles. Okay, so those are exercises and stretches to help with hyperlordosis. The last postural problem I want to talk with you about that we see in this office on a regular basis is a shoulder that we notice is higher on one side than the other. The reason that's concerned is because it could be an indication of a spinal curve or a scoliosis. So Jordan, face away from this direction, and initial notice, she has a low right shoulder. All right, so what we get concerned about there when we see that, frequently, that's indicative of a curve that's developed up here in the spine that, if not corrected, will speed up the breakdown of the joints around that curve. So that's why it's so important to catch that. And in addition, scoliosis also tends to compress vital organs. And if scoliosis progresses far enough, usually 35 degrees or more, then frequently you've got orthopedic surgeons talking to you about the possibility of doing surgery to fuse that part of the spine, a procedure called Harrington rods, which is a pretty brutal surgery. So anything we can do to help you avoid that is definitely in your best interest. Scoliosis can start very early in life, and it can come from different causes. The most common cause of scoliosis is called idiopathic, meaning we don't know what it came from. It just developed. So if you notice that you or one of your kids has got a low shoulder on one side, the earlier that you have that checked into, the better. If you bring them in here, as I mentioned, we'll be happy to check that with one of the offers the offer I mentioned before, and find out if that is indicative that they're developing a curve in their spine, and then help you set up a program to correct with that. There are some exercises that can be done that will help, but again, it's very important that they're accompanied with corrective chiropractic adjustments. So I'm going to have Jordan demonstrate these 3 exercises. Hopefully there's room. The first one is called cat and camel. Some people call it cat and cow. So you're going to get on all 4, and with this, you're going to alternate, same idea, tightening your stomach muscles, and then tightening your back muscles, so that you go, this is the camel position, and then this is the cat position, and then go the opposite direction for me. That's the cat position. I don't know, one of them's cat, one of them's camel, I don't remember which, but that's how you're going to do it. You tighten, here her back muscles are tightened. Now when she tightens her stomach muscles, she comes back into the arched back. Am I right? So that's what that cat and camel exercise looks like. That's strengthening the muscles in that area to help straighten the spine out. The next exercise is a bird dog exercise. This may be a challenge for you, Jordan. With this, you're going to be in all 4s, and you're going to extend opposite arm and shoulder. So Jordan, if you'll stick your left arm out as you bring this foot back, there you go. You want to hold that for 5 seconds. Then you want to alternate to the other side. this is an excellent exercise because it helps strengthen the muscles all the way up and down the spine and will support the correction that's happening with your chiropractic care. The last exercise, the last one, Jordan, is called Superman's. That may be tough in this little bench here. So with the Superman exercises, you're on your stomach and you're going to extend your arms and your legs. Yeah, we're a little tight on space here. So you want to lift all the way up off the table with your arms and your legs. Hold that for 5 seconds and then back down. And again, 2 to 3 sets of 10 of those. She does a great job, doesn't she? Thank you, Jordan. You did good. Or you can swim. So those are some examples of some exercises to help with correcting postural abnormalities. As I mentioned, number one, it's important to find out what's causing the postural abnormality, and we can help you with that again. So I hope you found today's webinar helpful and that you'll be inspired to follow up and take an active role in improving your health. One last time, if you know there's an issue you want to get checked out, call us 512-345-9355, and either Jordan or one of our other excellent front desk team members will answer the phone. We're happy to help you set up an appointment, bring you in, get this all checked out, find out the cause, where it is, help set up a plan to correct the problems if there's a problem that needs to be corrected. We'll do all that for $67. Our normal cost of all that is $348. So it's a great savings, and that's offered only to people that watch today and call in, mention the word posture. So thank you for joining us today. Next month, we're going to be discussing the standard process purification cleanse, which is an excellent way to start the year off by losing 15 to 20 pounds. I look forward to seeing you then. Again, this is Dr. Neblett with Jordan. We came here today to show you a better way to better health. I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for being here.